I do want to say we're going to start with a little bit of a sad story, at least maybe for Lainey and millions of other BTS fans around the world. Listen up, friends. The band's agents confirming the guys are going to be joining the South Korean army. Yes, I know. So every able-bodied South Korean male must serve for about 2 years in the service. Lainey? Lainey, how are you?
I'm sending you warm vibes.
Thank you for thinking of me. Thank you to all the people on social media asking if I'm okay.
No way. That's beautiful.
I feel like it's such an honor to be associated with this global phenomenon. I'll say I'm happy I woke up at 4 a.m. on Saturday morning to watch their live free concert from Busan.
Wow.
And they were performing as part of Busan's bid to be the host city of the World Expo 2030 as ambassadors for their country. So that's how much Korea needed BTS for this bid, and it tells you what the value of this group is to that country, but also in many of our opinions, to culture and entertainment around the world. So, but I think it'll fly by. I think it'll be great.
Oh, wow. It sounds like you're not dwelling on it a lot.
They said in the announcement that they plan to reconvene in 2025. It's going to fly by. It was, we worked from home for that amount of time.
Exactly. Yeah. Do you think, though, that the band, they could have used sort of their wealth and power to be exempted? Because it sounds like they decided not to do that.
They certainly could have made a case for an exemption. Other artists have been exempted before, and this, as I just told you, what cultural impact they've made for South Korea around the world. Also, they bring in an estimated between $3.5 to $5 billion to the South Korean economy.
That is not chump change.
You know, they have collaborated with the UN.
Yeah.
They donated $1 million to Black Lives Matter. Like, I think among the top artists to donate, they were invited to the White House to talk about inclusion and representation. I mean, this is an economic and social force, this band.
So you think that maybe they chose to do this as like personal duty, or also just a message to young men in their country?
All the above.
All the above.
All of the above.
Lainey,
I have one more question.
A Q&A with Lainey. Tell us everything.
Again, like, is this more symbolic, though? Like, I guess they are doing rigorous training and whatever, but, like, they're not in war time right now. So, like, the chances... I mean, I guess that's a question. Like, would they put them... Like, you know, when
Are they
Elvis...
gonna, like, Prince Harry this?
Prince Harry this.
Yeah.
Or Elvis. Like, Elvis back in the day, he was, I believe, drafted, and he decided to go. He maybe could have made the case as well. And they initially, I think, everyone was questioning, like, okay, is he just gonna, like, sing songs for everybody?
Right.
And I think they even actually suggested a whole bunch of those things, but he was the one who was actually, no, I want to be a soldier. I want to be right there with them. So, like, do you think...
Well, like Elvis, I mean, if you know the Elvis story, he lived in a private home. Like, it was
still pretty posh.
It's not going to be that posh. They will be living in barracks.
Wouldn't that be distracting? Like, okay,
Can you imagine if you were a fan?
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And you're bunking next to one of them?
Right.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
But you know what I will say? Again, all of this with high sensitivity to your fanship for them. But there's a lot going on in their neck of the woods right now.
Yeah.
Like, North Korea proclaimed itself a nuclear power.
There's a reason this is mandatory.
There's a reason why it's mandatory. And even though, no, there isn't technically an active war right now, I think North Korea has shot no fewer than 15 missiles in tests in this sort of provocation. And as a result, South Korea, United States, they've been holding what they call the war games in the whole area. And they do this as a show of force to be like, in case you're thinking of shooting one of those missiles or putting a nuclear warhead on one of those missiles, America is here, South Korea is here. So I don't mean to fearmonger, but on the other hand, I don't know that tension has ever been higher or that the situation has ever been this precarious and dangerous. So there could be stuff going down and the guys are in the military.
Well, okay, I understand. Like, the geopolitical situation there is definitely a reality. I do not think BTS, all 7 members, are going to be stationed in the demilitarized zone. Like, they're not going to be in the DMZ. However, it does, as to your point, set an example to other Korean men who are like, if BTS can do it, we should all do it. And frankly, can you imagine any Western artist doing this and not playing the privilege card, not being like, we bring in this much money to the country, we've done this, we've done that, give us a pass? The fact is that they've chosen, all these 7 artists have said, we are putting our career on pause
at the peak,
height
right? Yeah.
of our career.
I mean, to be clear, U.S. doesn't have conscription, but but
sure,
still.
but I mean, they use a pass to get at the front of the line for the donut store. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
okay.
anyway, that's why we love them, why we remain loyal. And 2025, Bangtan forever. I will be right there.
Hey there, wasn't that great? Do you know where you can find some equally good content? Our YouTube page. It's filled with discussions, debates, and some laughs. Head there now, like and subscribe.